Hello again! Back with some Spellforce 3 tournament action here. It is the second round between me and GeAR5shift, and I just realized I didn't upgrade that score there, so I'm gonna quickly do that. Which unfortunately cut out the sound for you, I think. But there we are. Yeah, it's part of Nakamura's Spellforce 3 Cup, the second one. This is still the group stage in the... Well, I'm not going to tell you which bracket it is, because the first game is still series you will probably see on Nakamura's channel at some point in the future. Again, check him out on YouTube and on Twitch, Nakamura_RTS. He's a great guy, doing a lot for the Spellforce community here. Giving us some spectacular early in the game's lives tournaments. And now to the game at hand. It is GeAR5shift in the upper left as the purple orc. And then the Mad Hat, yours truly, in the top right, with also orcs, since I have been playing random and they have been assigned to me. So our enemy orc here managed to pull some creeps into my base, which is a bit annoying. Did die for it though, so I'm sending my orc back to deal with him. And I still haven't decided if I should talk in third person or not, but the flying goblin hammer is definitely amazing. Yeah, I've chosen the goblin since it is pretty much a swarm matchup, but you can definitely play the occultist. And I think the more top players consider occultist and occultist action probably the dance that you should be going for. So I have to cycle my lumber mill here, trying to not get my walkers killed. I did mess up a bit there though. So I've taken the 3 forward outposts, and then, even though I didn't want to, I kind of just went back to grab these with the Goblin Shaman. Meanwhile, GeAR5shift in all of this has been grabbing the forward territories rather aggressively, and is now grabbing the rest of his territory.
We're under attack!
Let's check out the skills. I went for Chain Lightning, Totem of Sparks, and Life Bloom for my early level there. Make camp clearing a little bit easier. And Life Bloom is a pretty good heal spell. Keep you topped up. And GeAR5shift has chosen Demonic Pact, Blood Harvest, and Blood Sacrifice. Interesting. A little bit of a mix-up, I think.
The outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Looks like he prefers that to use that on the bandit camps. I have been so far pretty unimpressed with Blood Harvest, especially on the lower levels, since it gives you health back when an enemy dies close to you. But it never seems quite that much, unfortunately. It's probably pretty good in late game, but early game, I don't know. So the Mad Hat here, thanks to the harass up there, we're running a little bit low on wood. So we're trying to get that fixed, otherwise we're just doing lumber hunting into more lumber and more hunting. I should have probably just get a lumber mill here and then the hunting as usual. Should be fast enough. So we're floating a bit of food here and don't have enough to actually grab more. Let's see what our orc main does. So here we have the traditional, probably quintuple lumber mill. There we go. Stonecutter coming up now, and double hunt. And yeah, hunting caverns and lumber mills as well. Seems a little bit slow on the upgrades there. Double upgraded the frontier outpost. It is pretty expensive for an orc, so usually you would see just get the normal upgrades here first to just get the economy going. But he does have the middle Godstone, which is pretty good, especially as orc, since you can just flood stuff in there or relocate it if need be. Meanwhile, we're both just grabbing more of the map to try to get our economies going. Let's see, what's GeAR5shift?
We're under attack!
There we go. So GeAR5shift, in fact, has only the occultist. And we still have our walk alive. So I've tried to drag some minions in here to harass him a bit, maybe deny XP if he's not there to collect it. Because you do have to be... It is a large radius where you get it, but it's not infinite. Looks like a little bit of miss micro here. Might lose my little fella. Oh, and he goes down. Wasn't paying attention enough.
Chieftain, The outpost has been built.
We're splitting the map
have expanded.
rather nicely at the moment.
Our cow
That's not the button I wanted. So neither of us
We're under attack.
with any goblins as of yet, which is rather surprising.
Somebody get me new ones.
For an orc
We're
mirror.
under attack.
So we're both hoping just to get the economy rolling. Maybe weather 1 or 2 attacks of the enemy.
Building
He decides to
completed.
be aggressive and then be ahead in the end. And now, other than that, okay, looks like he's thinking about taking this creep camp, and he does so. Indeed, to get some levels, which isn't bad. There we go, couple goblins now
Let's make this.
being added there. We have a very similar style, it seems. Mostly the hero choice being different. And there my goblin does find the clan standard there. And I did hear him looting through the fog of war. You can do that if you're close by. So if you hear the loot sound and it's not you, it's him, then you know where he is. I'm not quite sure if you can just hear it, let's say if he's doing it in the fog of war, or if you have to be close by. But that's something just... I'm not sure if it qualifies as a trick, but it's something you can pay attention to. That might give you an idea where he is. Just in case that you need to. So with Matt's just been upgrading all of these posts, and I'm great. I'm not consistent with my third person, am I? It's still really awkward to cast yourself. Trying to sound unbiased here. To the best of my abilities. So I just seem to be managing to get the scout post up here.
Should be fighting now.
Before the good old occultist deleter of flags comes into my business and ruins it. So here I'm trying to get rid of the clan standard before he manages to upgrade, but the occultist comes around and I'm gonna have to abandon that project. Since I'm not too super familiar with the orc matchup, I thought I might get away with it, but the DPS is just not enough. Can't quite keep up with the occultist, so the gobbo has to scamper away there. As good as he looks. Let's check how we're looking in terms of army. So he GeAR5shift now 9 goblins and an occultist versus my 20 gobbos and my boy. So I'm trying for a play here, but nice move by GeAR5shift here. He's gonna fight it under the frontier outpost. Just gonna basically make it impossible for me to take it, and I'm gonna lose some goblins for it. Let's check how much bigger those are. Yeah, I'm very surprised about the style here. Not upgrading a lot of these sectors, always going for the double upgrade. I feel like that might be a mistake. So here I try... I think I just wanted to trigger this guy to go after the frontier outpost to cause some economic damage, because he's gonna be forced to repair. But we're also microing up top, just a goblin back and forth. One guy pushes, the other retreats, everybody runs after them. Rinse and repeat. But there we go, it worked. So it's gonna cost him a little bit of repair time and munitions, and if I'm super lucky and he misses that this guy is there, he might lose the XP by not being close to it when it dies. He's actually pathing through the middle here, that's quite dangerous. Tempest Golem is not gonna look kindly on those advances. Has been adding some Warg Riders into the mix. So we'll see how that pans out. But GeAR5shift with a pretty good sector lead here. Has even grabbed the middle bits, which I usually don't recommend, because if these guys get triggered, they will just delete your standard. But I didn't expect him to take these, knowing that, so he kinda outplayed me there in that regard. By simply not having those sectors up. By simply just taking them, because I should be sending like scouts out to drag these guys into the flags if he hasn't upgraded them. But even upgraded, in these early stages of the game, it's really hard to just get rid of them, even with an upgraded outpost. And looks like my gamble paid off. The bear has died without him gaining the XP for it. So that's pretty good stuff. And here comes a Walk Rider Goblin push. Let's check again. Gear shift, 15 gobos, 10 Walk Riders versus my 29 gobos. But I have split them up here to creep a little bit. And he's just rushing path. Looks like he's trying to get some economic damage done. Did force a bell up top.
We're under attack.
And he's going for my workers up there. But the bell has been rung. Did cause me to not properly pay attention though. These guys are not put back on. Since I have to micro on like 2 fronts here.
Our workers are under attack.
Let's see what is his hero up to.
I wait your command.
Looks like he's a little bit idle there, waiting for the bear it seems. Microing over here, so does get some picks.
Our capital is under attack.
Looks like these are carriers though, so it's not too bad losing carriers. They do have their own pool. Does get the stonecutter down, which is nice. And I teleported back after the bear.
Our workers are under attack.
Heal some of my goblin friends there. And reinforcers are arriving, trying to cut them off there.
Building completed.
So I would say at this point he should be running. He's not gonna get too many more kills here, but he's gonna lose a lot of supply and resources for it. Looks like he's doing it. Oh, lumber mill is still not accounted for, unfortunately.
Soon enough, boys. Soon enough.
But his army is still sadly a little bit small, and he keeps pathing them through the middle. But looks like the sectors are now coming up. Yes, indeed. But, oh my god, has 23 workers though. That's a bit of a problem. We really want to upgrade them one at a time, get a lumber mill, stuff like that going. Puts him like 50 food in the minus. That is pretty harsh, but the bear does go down. Giving him level 4. Which isn't too shabby. What's he gonna get?
We're under attack.
We've got a nullify here. Good old death resilience, some cooldowns. Not too bad. He's teleporting up top. Since we're harassing there. Trying to get some advantage there, because I do know that this isn't the best look of the map that I could have.
What need?
But the goblin is level 3. Is he actually? Looks like he's ahead thanks to his bear. And some earlier creeping. Goblins are doing pretty well, and the chain lightning here comes into full effect. Goblin is a very good AoE hero. Try to counteract the bleed with the healing totem. Keep our goblins on top of it to get max value there. Meanwhile, I do have reinforcers gathering in this next sector over. Did as much damage as I could, and now it's time to go. Let's see how GeAR5shift's army is looking. Hasn't spent his points yet still. A little bit of an oversight.
What do you need?
But his production just kind of falls flat now, because he upgraded all those sectors. And he's still got them all queued. So there's a lot of food. It's 10 food per sector he's trying to upgrade, as well as even more on the upgrade. I think it's 15 on the upgrade. So here I realized this is a very bad fight for me. This isn't gonna go anywhere. He's just gonna tank that all day. Neither the Gobbo nor the other goblins have any DPS, so we drag him into the outpost, try to fight him there. And do our little best.
We're under attack.
So, since unfortunately he bricked himself a little bit with the economy, I do manage to pull ahead, but I'm not really efficient either. And I wanted to try something in this matchup, which I've never done before. It was a Wyvern rush instead of Hunters. Just to see if that's gonna work. Since both of these units cost iron, but 120 magic damage is pretty damn good. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to apply oil at the moment. But I do believe they still have AoE natively without the upgrade or oiled. So we're gonna see how that pans out for us. Looks like he's slowly fixing his economy.
We're under attack.
Still minus 25, but a lot of that seems to be going into units. So it's not too bad. Let's see if we can get that fortified outpost down with the Wyvern support. In this situation, he could be targeting the Wyverns with the outpost and the watchtower to really get them down.
We lost a sector.
But was this... Oh no, looks like he didn't want to take that fight. Could have teleported in. Forced me to fight that a little bit longer.
We're under attack.
But we shall see what it does. Looks like I'm not spending my points this time. I'm on level 4. Let's see what I grab.
Chieftain, the outpost
I spent my
has been built.
money.
Our borders have expanded.
I did bought seeing totems. I really wanted to make a point of using the scouting totems in this tournament.
Building completed.
But slight spoiler alert, I completely forgot about them. And I also bought 2 fire bombs, which I do believe I will use eventually. So here I find his army, which has been growing quite substantially. He does not have the walk upgrade, unfortunately for him yet. So these guys are not super effective at this time. I just add some works now myself, just for some backline extra ranged attack. Since they are only 4 food. So even unupgraded, it's still better than nothing. And we are floating a hell of a lot of food, where we're pumping our iron into the Wyverns. And I think at this point I'm also adding the rest of my sectors to the construction queue. Yeah, I'm rallying some of them into the Godstone, and then from the Godstone towards the front. In fact, on my hero. So that's a neat little trick you can do. Didn't quite set it up properly, so some of these are still gonna march across here. Alright, I'm on a... How do I do this at best? Let's go free spectating. Okay, there we go. That's the resource. So let's check out how the Wyverns are doing against the Goblin Swarm. Has been a bit unimpressive since they usually target the first unit they can attack. So I think here I'm microing them down on the Occultist, and there we go. Now that's some good damage. Looks like the gamble has paid off quite nicely. So I've targeted the Occultist since he was standing mostly in the Goblin Horde. But he has drummers, I have not. So his goblins are a little bit scarier. But my hero definitely has the better AoE. Oh, does have the Demonic Pact up here. Doesn't look like he got too much value out of it. Also, hunters are in the mix here. Let's check out how many we got. So we've got 6 Wyverns, 43 Goblins, and 4 Wargs.
We're under attack.
Against 17 Goblins, a Drummer, and 7 Hunters. 7 Hunters, you do have to respect those. Don't think all of them are quite there yet. So I decide to retreat after doing some decent damage. Only at 120 pop cap versus 102. But 17 workers. That breaks my heart. I am on some idle workers as well. But I think I'm waiting for the...
Good news. We finished researching
Can't remember what I was
new
waiting
technology.
for. Might have been the tier 3. Oh no, we've got the Grand Kalrak. And there we go. Black Ash is coming up now. Because the plan is to add some Shamans and Pesturers into the mix to get that oil for the Wyverns and the Shamans. Because that's gonna be a hell of a lot of magic damage that even the Hunters have to concern themselves with. Yeah, decided now to, since we have Black Ash, go after the little Ice Wyvern there. Try to get rid of him ASAP.
Building completed.
Meanwhile, we're sending some Goblin Scouts just to check what he's got on the other side.
There's no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts.
Let's see what's GeAR5shift up to. So hasn't spent his money, unfortunately. We are a little bit low on it themselves. Massive ice crush there. But let's see. We have 194 pop cap for GeAR5shift and a 200 for me. Let's see. How is this going? Look, I've sent these guys to harass his iron economy just to check out how far up he is. And it does seem to keep him busy.
I await your command.
Try to get them up top in there. But yeah, that's not going to happen. But we try to split them up as best we can.
We're under attack.
While we also try to just grab the rest of everything down here.
Good news. We
Some
finished
good old
researching
pathing
a new
problems
technology.
for our wyverns. But meanwhile, we're getting some decent economy damage in here. At this stage in the game, wood and food is not my priority, so losing a couple of goblins is well worth if we can just deny him some iron for his hunters as much as possible.
Our workers are under attack.
There we go. We're in there, down there as well. In fact, we're even going after the full iron mine, which doesn't really matter in the late game, since usually you start floating stone and wood anyway. Bit sloppy of me just letting them die there, but we have a plan. We're going big or going home. Big Tempest Golem is ready to take in the middle. And the goblins don't care, they just tank it. And with the help of the healing totem, it shouldn't be too bad. Let's check him out. He only has 25 magic resist. Sadly we don't have siege, but he's going down. Grab the standard as quickly as possible.
We're under attack.
And we definitely have too many gobos there. So we've put some watchtowers here for exactly this eventuality. It's probably best for orc watchtowers to build them behind a fortified outpost, because they are
under attack.
A little bit like the tail of the three little piggies. They just go blown over pretty quickly. But with all the Pestilous hunters and walk support, which haven't been upgraded, that outpost is falling.
We lost a sector.
But we definitely do have the middle now. Which is a pretty big boon. And Titan time. You all know what that was coming.
We've no more room for troops.
GeAR5shift with the mass goblin army. Has he added any?
Soon enough, boys.
He's got one drummer. He probably should add some more.
We're under attack.
Just to get more value out of that. While we have 5 trolls, 6 wyverns, a warg rider, and 67 scoundrels. I was a bit overzealous on that account. But here comes the nice damage from the trolls. Does have his own troll there. Was really confusing in the fight.
Building completed.
To get that correct. Who's trolls whom. But as you can see, the hunters still will hurt the troll quite well. There's a chunky boy. But he does have his limits. But the healing totem is getting some decent value here. And now we're trying to just focus on the hunters to deny him the value there. And trolls just not. I can never quite tell if trolls actually do AoE or not. They do occasionally stun.
Good news.
Which is pretty good. I think they can hit. They cleave 2 targets. Let's check over here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if they hit like an area. That might be more the case since they are a siege unit. Just an area centered around the unit they're attacking. Or if it's like a good old cleave with max 3 targets. But the troll wyvern combo has prevailed. He did kill a lot of my guys. We're pretty much on equal pop here. Unfortunately for him, the occultist went down. And the big chonker has arrived.
We're under attack.
500 pure damage. I think it's AoE. I'm not quite sure if it's from the get-go, but he gains rage stacks the more things he kills, which makes him even stronger. And we're just gonna slap some fools. Let's see. Boink, and 1 stack. Let's check that out. So he gets attack speed. Okay, so he gets up to 25% attack speed after killing 25 units, which is pretty damn tasty. Now, let's see. So unfortunately, his hero seems to be still out of fight. Lots of Pestilous. But at the moment, they're just kind of tickling the troll with their puny 16 damage. Some troll-on-troll action back here. But we definitely have the bigger critical mass. So the front line is crumbling. The Titan is doing its thing. Okay, I've activated the follow camera to turn the camera into its movement direction. Okay, at least it doesn't immediately flip. But I'm not quite sure if I like it. But there you see. Slap 2 goblins with 1 clap. And there we have it. GeAR5shift does end up resigning. But GG to him. Good luck next time. Just economy definitely needs some work. It's definitely, as a tip, don't tech up your frontier outposts twice before you have upgraded everything at least once. Unless it is a strategic position that you really need to hold, like for example at Iron or so, or the Scoutstone territory. But if it's not under threat, you don't have to. And get more food. Bricked himself pretty hard on food there. But GG to him. Was an entertaining series. And I shall see him in the next 20. So unfortunately my next enemy ended up resigning. Because he's from the Philippines, and at the time of day I think it was he didn't go to sleep, so he stayed awake until like 2 AM to start playing, and then it was like 5 AM and he was barely awake anymore. So unfortunately he resigned, so I can't see him in the next series, which means I have advanced to the what's it called? The next stage, final stage. But it's still 3 games until the semifinals, so, or 2 games. Match is better said. So, do wish me luck. I hope I'll get there. My gameplay also still needs some work, but I have chosen random. So I just gotta live with what I've done. But definitely lots of room for improvement. But I hope I can give you some more entertaining games soon. And as I said, more stuff to come. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next series. Bye bye!